short videos today. So that's slices versus slicing versus index access. And here's some information about slices. So one of the main things you want to know about slices is they're built on top of arrays. And arrays have a fixed capacity and you can't change that, right? And so if you have an array, and the way you would declare an array is like you would say, you'd go like this, right? So instead of if this wasn't a slice, I could have made this an array of strings with 3 items. Now that's an array of strings. But then I have to say, hey, this takes an array of strings with 3 items, right? And that will work, I think. Cool. But if this was an array of string with 4 items, sorry, man, you got incompatible types, right? So cannot use friends type this array as type that array in argument to printer, right? So the size of the array is part of the type. And when you learn about type in golang, like this is one of the things I learned at the training, is type is about both representation and size. So representation is like, hey, here's a string, and size, 4 of them, right? Or a string, size, 3 of them. So that's an array. And so arrays are really particular about their size. And slices, without the numbers there, are not, right? Slices will grow. And so if you have a slice and it's a certain capacity and you reach the max of that capacity, it'll just become bigger. And so a slice points to an underlying array and it has a dynamic capability to grow.
Okay, you said that to make an array you have to define the length of the array. Is that what you said?
You have to have that number in between the brackets. I'm not sure what the right phrase is. We could look it up. But mostly you don't work with arrays, right?
Right.
So slices have an underlying array, and that's how you make them over there on the right. So there we're just declaring slices, initializing slices. And slice type, that's how you do it. It's just the brackets and element type. And it has both a length right here and also capacity. So unlike arrays, it may change during execution. The length can change during execution. And elements can be addressed by integer indices. And capacity is a measure of, how we'll see what capacity does in a second. So we have the length of the slice. And there's the length of an array and capacity, and optionally the capacity. So anyhow, you could make a slice like this. This doesn't look familiar to you guys. It's so weird teaching the same class in 2 places. No? We went over it.
We went over this in JavaScript, doing the same
really?
arrays and
Yeah.
capacities and how they grow
cool.
automatically.
Cool.
Is that right? They grow automatically. So I was getting confused because
Yeah. It's hard taking 2 different classes covering a similar subject. One language at a time. That's my new mantra. So we could make a slice with length and capacity. So we could use that syntax right there to make a slice, right here, right? And so we have a slice of some type. Could be a string, could be an int. And then we could say the length is 10 and the capacity is 100. So if I know my slice is going to grow, give it a capacity and it has room to grow. And it makes that underlying array 100 slots, right? There's 100 places where I could store data. And so I don't have to then go and create an array as my slice grows, like the computer doesn't, because that's expensive. There's a little bit of a cost to that, right? So if I make my capacity bigger than my length, cool, right? I've got room to grow. If I make my length and capacity the same thing, they're both 10, and then all of a sudden my length goes to 11, my capacity automatically grows. It doubles, and it goes up to 20. And then if I go to 21, it goes up to 40. And then if I go up to 41, it goes up to 80. And then if I go up to 81, it goes up to 160. And it works that way up to like 1,000 or 2,000. And then it takes on a slightly different algorithm, which isn't doubling. And so you have your length and your capacity. But that's why you have capacity. So here you see we're making a slice of ints with a length of 50 and a capacity of 100.
This is familiar.
Yeah, I think so. That's right.
Yeah.
Have we done this? No? It's new ground for you guys?
We talked about it.
Talked about it, but maybe not gone over this exact one. All right. Some of this? Well, good review.
Yeah.
So here's making a slice. And then ranging over the slice. So we just saw that. And then we have slice of strings. And two ways you could sort of loop over those. So Patrick, you seemed interested in that. Yeah? Looping over those. And then we have slicing a slice, so we already saw that. And then the entire thing about making a slice with length and capacity. So, if, up here it's just slice in, my length and capacity are the same, 3. And slice strings, 3 and 5. That sets my length to 3 and my capacity to 5. So up here my length and capacity are both 3. Here my length is 3 and my capacity is 5. And index out of range error. So length 3, capacity 5, 0, 1, 2. And then I try to put something there. It doesn't work, right? So to grow a slice, I have to use append. So when I use append, great, it gives me another one, and then I could access that spot. So I just say append, my slice is equal to append my slice, this thing, and the new value. And you could append a slice to a slice. Here I'm appending a lot of values, and you could see my capacity growing, and you could see them doubling, 2, 4, 8, 16. Right? So here I'm printing out my length and my capacity. My length is 7, my capacity is 10, but my capacity started out at 5. So somewhere in here I went over 5 and it doubled up to 10. Right? And now my length is at 7. I have 7 entries here. Yeah, you count them up, you see 7. So slice, length, and capacity. And pinning a slice to a slice. So here we've got the args ... Okay? So we got one slice and we're pinning it to another. So basically we're saying take all these ints that are inside this other slice and just put them out here and then append them. So it looks like append could take, a variadic number of items out there.
Also, could you do something like println append my other slice? Oh no, you actually need to append something to something. Never mind. I'm thinking of something.
Yeah.
I wish there was a function already out that would turn everything in the slice into one string so I could print it out. If it was just one function. Yeah.
Maybe string print.
Yeah, string print.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, string print would do.
Yeah, I don't know. Try that out. We can experiment with that. Let's take a look. So here we have the slice, and so let's just do format string print and maybe string print line. And what does string print line take? Right, it takes a variadic argument of any type. Right, so as many things as I want to put in there, and so I have friends, which is a slice. So args ... So I just put in a whole bunch of strings, and let's see what happens.
That's right, but you don't have to give it a place to put this resulting string.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I'm just doing it too. Let's do string : equal, and then format.println string. Thank you. Can I use friends as type interface and argument to format sprint line? Really? Why?
So I'm thinking maybe you could call the append function on an empty string.
Let's just try friends. There, that's what that does.
So it's because of the
How'd you do that?
right.
Well, that's this one here. That's the loop, right? But this is what it looks like. So it just comes out as looking like a erased or slice still.
Oh, I see.
But it is just one string. It's one variable.
But not that different than this. Maybe not different from that at all. Anyhow, good experiment. It's a good way to learn. So we just did a bunch of slices. Now we're ready to look at maps. Here for maps.